Hi, I'm Claire and this is Top 5 Wednesday, books I want to reread. Top 5 Wednesday is run by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes, and I will leave a link to the Goodreads group in the description box below so you can go and have a look at upcoming topics. I used to reread a lot when I was younger, but now it doesn't really happen unless I make a plan to specifically reread something, and I find that I kind of miss it. So here are a few things that I want to make time to reread soon. At number 5, probably the easiest thing on this list, is Howls Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I say the easiest because this is a standalone and it is quite a bit smaller than literally everything else on this list. I haven't actually read the book since I was in high school, which is when the Studio Ghibli adaptation by Hayao Miyazaki first came out. I read the novel because of the film, but the stories diverge a bit between the two, and you can feel those different sensibilities at work. This broad story as told by Wynne Jones and as told by Miyazaki. I read Charmed Life and The Lives of Christopher Chant when I was much younger, but it was really Howl's Moving Castle that made me realize there's something really special about Diana Wynne Jones's books, and I would like to revisit that. This might have to be one for December since I feel like Diana Wynne Jones's specific brand of magic is best suited for that time of year. At number 4, we have a much bigger challenge, at least in terms of page count, and that is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I guess I might as well throw in The Hobbit while I'm at it. I haven't read The Lord of the Rings cover to cover since high school, which means that I haven't read it in over 10 years now, so it feels like it's high time for a reread. My library actually has the audiobooks on Overdrive. I've never listened to the audiobooks for Lord of the Rings, but my mother used to read the books to me and my brother when we were little, so it feels very apt. Not to mention, I think it'll work really well with all those songs and poems that are everywhere in those books. At number 3 is a reread I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I bought this gorgeous omnibus edition for the reread that was hosted last Christmas by Jean from Bookish Thoughts, Holly from Holly Dunn Design, and Jen from Jen Campbell, but I didn't get around to it at that time, and I've kind of been saving it for the winter since then. I haven't read this in so long, but I still remember being obsessed with the alethiometer and how it worked when I first read this, and I know for sure that I will again cry buckets at the end of The Amber Spyglass. I am really looking forward to reading this series as an adult because I know I missed so much of the subtext about religion and sexuality when I first read it because I was in middle school. And the 2 rereads that I'm most looking forward to are only half rereads. They are series where I've read some of the books already, but not all of them, and I want to start over again, reread the books I've already read, and then read the rest for the first time and complete the series. At number 2 is going to be the biggest one of all of these reading projects, and I might well have to stretch it over a year because it is all about Robin Hobb's novels, and I have one here. There are many more of them on my shelf behind me. I read the Lifeship Traders trilogy when I was a teenager, and I read The Assassin's Apprentice, the first book in the Farseer trilogy, last year, and I loved all of them at the time that I read them, but I've still got so many books to read and reread to get up to date with what Robin Hobb is publishing now. So I think I'm probably going to start with 1 book a month next year, but I'm sure that once I get into them I'll go faster than that. I love the universe that Robin Hobb has created with those books, but I know I've missed a lot of the links between the different stories by reading them as I have. Still, I really want to reread the Lifeship Traders and see how it holds up to my memory of it, because I remember adoring it and I know that it's been pretty influential to me. And I also can't wait to get to the Rainwild books because I think those are the ones that have actual dragons in them. And as we know, dragons are for the win. Finally, at number 1, the reading/rereading project I'm most excited for is a buddy read of the Hainish cycle by Ursula K Le Guin with my friend Kay, who is over at KTaylorRay on Twitter. I've read about half of the books in that series and I loved all of them. I tried reading The Left Hand of Darkness when I was at university, but the language was a bit too difficult for my level of English at the time, so I'm really looking forward to tackling that one now. And of course, I'm super excited about rereading The Dispossessed, which is my favorite book in the series, and quite probably my favorite book of all time. I got really emotional when I first read it because it felt so powerful to see this mix of sci-fi and politics, which are two things that I really care about. It was both painful in its realism and somehow incredibly full of hope, even though there's also a lot of despair in this book. I would say that I can't wait to reread it, but I don't actually have to wait to reread it because the buddy reads I'm doing with Kay of the whole Hainish cycle starts with The Dispossessed. We're also hoping to discuss this book at some point, so keep an eye on our Twitters for more info on how that will work. So that's it. These were the books and series I most want to reread, although there are always more, of course. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you reread books at all? And if yes, tell me all about your rereading plans. If you'd like to see more from me, you can check the sidebar right here for more videos. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for new videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.